And we're rolling. Boom. Greetings. Welcome to the I Have a Dream podcast. I'm your host, O'David Nevado Franklin Harper. Today I have with us not one, but two co-hosts. On my left, Daniel Gomez. Daniel Gomez, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Daniel Gomez here.
And George.
Thanks for having me.
So today, we have with us a baller, a husband, a father, a maestro, a renowned bad boy, a U16 U.S. National Team player, and this might tickle your fancy because we have with us Lamar Chancey. Boom, Lamar Chancey on the podcast. How you doing, Lamar Chancey?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Lamar. I'm 36. I'm probably considered a grandfather. You know, some of y'all young folk like to joke about my age from time to time.
He is
But
getting old.
Then I end up running by you, and it's a totally different story.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
sorry for that. But
Yo.
yeah, I'm a husband, a father. I have a newborn, 5 months old.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Maybe she'll boot a ball or two. Maybe not. You know, we'll see. But yeah, thank you for having me.
That's it. And a great baller, by the way. I forgot to add that. Lamar, his age is 36, but he runs like he's 17 years old. He runs around Danny every day like Danny's just a clone.
Throw me under the bus.
Of course, pops.
What?
And don't act like you haven't fell victim also.
Man, come on.
It's okay.
Come on now.
It's
Don't let me
okay.
take this
It's
leather
okay,
jacket
Pops.
off and grab my boots now.
Your boots still fit?
Come on now. But yes, so today Lamar Chancey is going to tell us his story, right? Lamar Chancey was playing for the U.S. National Team at age 16. A matter of fact, before we get into this, you're on the I Have a Dream podcast. Our first question to you is, Lamar, what's your dream, or what was your dream growing up as a kid?
You know, as I was very, very young, I played multiple sports. I played soccer, well, really football.
Football. It's called football.
I
Come
don't
on now.
like soccer. No, I don't like soccer. I like football though.
That's right.
All right. And then I also played football. You know, the rough
Rough
house.
American football.
You know.
What positions you play? I'm curious.
What, regular football?
Yeah,
American
American
football.
football,
I played running back and safety.
From when to when?
I was like 9 to like 11 or so.
Cool.
You get any hard tackles, any crunching tackles like what I would do on you on the field?
Yeah, why you think I'll be able to eat these weak tackles that you try to lay on me?
Man, just tell us about yourself, man.
I also played basketball, a lot of basketball growing up. A lot of basketball.
Really?
Yeah.
You were a point guard?
I was a point guard for sure.
Definitely, because you're short. That's why.
That's okay. Short and quick.
Okay.
Messi's short.
All right.
Yeah.
So you played football, the real football, and then you play American football, a little bit of basketball.
A lot of basketball.
A lot of bit of basketball. I can still cross you.
Oh.
And what else? What was the real desire that you had growing up as a child?
You know, it's crazy. I didn't really have one. Like, I just liked sports, man. I like to play sports. I like to be active. I need to be outside, climbing trees, running around, getting dirty. That's what I like to do. And then there were times where I had a lot of conflicts with so like I played club soccer,
Right.
and I was playing football, and they both took place on Sundays.
Ooh.
So I had to make a deal like, hey, I'll do every other Sunday with each sport. to the point where I was like, I was better at soccer. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna skip this football game. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go to the soccer game. And, you know what I mean? And then it just kept happening, and eventually I had to quit football.
Yeah. You think that you could make it as a professional footballer today?
Like American football?
Yeah, in American football.
No, I won't even try.
Too small. Get some
Nah,
meat on your
hold
bones.
up. This guy's they're half my size. I don't want to hear that. There's some of my receivers like 5'5".
Right?
Yeah, this dude is little.
Really?
So was it just as simple as that? Like you just the time you kind of gravitate towards one sport more than the other?
Yeah, and
So when would you say you really started taking soccer serious?
probably was like 11, 12. Yeah, that's when it got like. I was always good at soccer. I was always better at soccer than football and basketball. But then, at that age, is rec. You know what I mean? It's like you're not competing for nothing. Nobody cares who wins that championship game. Everybody gonna forget about it in 3 days.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
So then, honestly, I grew up. I grew up playing for Oakwood, so it was you start adding in traveling, because now we're traveling out of state to go play tournaments. And you're like, all right, football, we ain't doing that. Basketball, we ain't doing that. You know what I mean?
But even before that, so I mean, obviously Oakwood, that's a higher level, right? Academy.
Yeah.
Where were you playing before? Was it your local town?
Yep.
How did you get scouted there? Did you go to travel? I mean, I'm kind of curious at the whole.
So I played town. I'm from Meriden.
Okay.
If anybody know anything about Meriden, it's a soccer town. It's either basketball or football. That's where we got a good amount of professionals that came out of Meriden that, you know what I mean, that played basketball and football professionally. It's definitely that town. So my regular town team was trash. We're getting smoked by everybody. Like, it was even fun. I'm like, all right, something's got to give. You know what I mean?
All right.
So then, I heard about a indoor team. Meriden never played indoor soccer especially back then. Next town over in Middletown. I went and tried out for them. I don't even know how I heard about. Oh, matter of fact, I do know how. This kid that lived in my apartment building, he played for Middletown, and he told me about him. He's like, "Hey, you should come try out." I went and tried out, made the team. They were Middletown Magic. I would never forget these dudes. We were pretty good. We played at Oakwood on the little field, down in field 3, the little field. Where we had this kid, he was nasty. He played for Middletown and he played for Oakwood. His name was Spencer. Disgusting. Nobody could stop him.
It's better than you?
Better than me. Better
At
than
the
me.
time.
I'm telling you.
For Lamar to admit to
That's
that.
big.
This kid was good, man. I'm telling you, this kid was the truth. And I was like, yo, I want to be like that kid. So then I asked him, I was like, yo, like, what do you do? He's like, yo, I play for this team called Oakwood. I play for the team, like, here, like, where we were playing. I was like, they got good players, whatever. He's like, yeah. Then we ended up playing them. Of course, they beat us. I was like, all right, I'm going to try.
In indoor, you play them.
Yep.
Okay.
Back then, there was no outdoor U9s. No, it was just strictly indoors. And I was like, all right, I'm going to try out. Went and tried out for them, and I made it. And I was with them from, 8.5 to 20.
This is Oakwood.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
8.5 to 20 years old.
Probably around there, yeah.
And that was were they? Because I know they're structured now, but were they academy team back then? as
No,
well?
there were no academies back then.
It wasn't like that back
That
then?
didn't exist. It was just straight up club, and there was only a few clubs in the state. There weren't many clubs, you know what I mean?
Well, who was their competitor back then? Like, now you have FSA, obviously, but back then there was no
So
FSA.
FSA
Right.
didn't exist.
Was
it
it
was West Hartford.
West Hartford, was it?
Premier.
Premier. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was that other one. They wore red jerseys. I can't think of their name.
There was World Class
Something like that, yeah.
out of Windsor.
Sports World, maybe?
No, Soccer Plus or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Nope.
that. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm talking about? I can't
So
remember.
Soccer Plus, the dude, correct? I could. So Soccer Plus didn't start till a little later.
Oh, okay.
So there was only a few clubs back then: Beachside, South Central, Oakwood, West Hartford, and World Class. Those were the clubs.
Yeah.
There were all these. There were nothing else existed back then. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Soccer in Connecticut was nothing.
Was
nobody
nothing,
paid
really?
attention to us.
That means
We were a
that
small state, not a lot of kids, not a lot of prospects coming out of the state. Like when you know what I mean? When you going state to state, nobody cared about Connecticut.
really. So if soccer in Connecticut was nothing at the time when you were playing, how did you got so good? Was it only because of Oakwood? Because I've seen you play, and I tell these guys you run around Danny every single time.
You gotta stop saying that because ever since I've known Lamar, I honestly don't even think I've played against him that much.
Yeah, nah, we played.
Honestly, I don't really ever play against Lamar. I always
times
play.
tops. Yeah.
I always play with
Bro,
Lamar. However, I've seen him run around you a couple times with those pickups.
that bum,
Because you guys make sure you're not on the same team.
That bum knee can't keep up anymore.
Lamar, every single Friday night, me and you is on the same. You make sure a point of duty to pick me,
Why would I want to play with you?
bro. You see that argument that we have on Instagram?
What argument?
Wait, but back on track because I'm really curious about this. Seriously, so you play Oakwood. You're kind of new to the team. You're young. How good are you compared to everyone else? Are you bad? Are you middle of the pack at that point?
So-
right when you start?
Back then, I played up top. I was a striker when I first went to them. So I just sat up top and scored mega goals. And then the whole team is basically brand new. It was a fresh team because you start at 9. So everybody's, of course, couple kids. There's the Glastonbury crew, who majority of our team was from Glastonbury because you know. Then you got the little Weathersfield crew, and then everybody else is pretty much scattered from East Bum nowhere, and you know what I mean, and just random good kids coming to try out. And yeah, man, I met probably my closest friends, man. My best friend of all time, met him. U9.
Awesome. So
That
then
long-term
you
line.
play with the team for a while, and then do you start traveling at 9? When do you kind of start going out of state, having more exposure to these big tournaments?
Probably like 11 and 12.
Okay.
So like when I was 11, I played a year up, and with the 12s and the 12 because of the back then 12 and up is outdoors. They do indoors and outdoors, and then anything before that you're strictly indoors. So you're kind of limited. So I was like, nah, I want to play outdoors. So I went and tried out with the older team, played outdoors, and we started traveling. And you know what I mean, we were once we went out of state, though, we weren't just we weren't smacking teams like we were smacking teams over here. You know what I mean? We were getting smacked.
Yeah.
Different level of talent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Different. We know everybody out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Soccer is so small out here. We know literally everybody. There's not. If you good, somebody knows who you are.
Right.
You know what I mean?
not,
So you step on the pitch. Oh, we know him. We know how he plays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You change your tactics towards who you play.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? What I want to ask. So you didn't have a dream to be a professional player while growing up as a kid. So how did you started to play for the U.S. National Team at age 16?
I was a little younger than that. So
Ooh,
I was
prodigy.
14 playing with the 16s.
14.
That was like when they used to have ODP, things like that. ODP don't really, they still have it, but I don't think it really holds as much weight as it used to.
You said ODPs?
Yeah, it's like, so state, they have like state teams.
Okay.
You have you try out for your Connecticut state team,
Yeah.
and you get selected from the state team. First year in my state team, I sat the bench. Dog. I'm so serious. The dude did not like me. He thought my game was trash. Sat me. I was on the team, but he sat me on the bench. I got like no burn.
Oh wow.
None.
We're hearing that from Lamar. Lamar is one of the best here.
I
Just
got
imagine.
no
This
burn,
is
dog.
when you were playing striker.
Huh? Nah, I was playing back then. So Oakwood loved playing me in the back. I always played sweeper. That's when we used to play 4-4-2 sweeper. I played sweeper growing up. Yeah, they didn't like. I wanted to play in the middle. I wanted to play up top. They played me as sweeper.
Wow. No wonder why he put you on the bench.
So the dude at the state team, it wasn't an Oakwood coach. I remember it was a South Central coach, and the dude hated it. He didn't really care for Oakwood, but he did not like me. Oh man. I sat, literally sat, and pissed off, sat. And back then, me pissed off, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I sat, and then the next year, that same year,
Yeah.
so he had no choice but to send me to the camp and whatnot,
Right.
because I was one of the better players. He knew I was one of the better players. He just never wanted to play me in the games. So the camps. That's totally out of his hands.
Yeah.
Now it's on other people's hands. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There's other coaches who, they're going to select who the top is.
This is for ODP. What camp is this for?
Yeah, like ODP.
ODP. Okay.
And then I ended up making the regional team a year up.
Really?
Dude was pissed. Dude was so mad. And it was I remember it was a big thing because there was 5 of us from Connecticut that made it. And Connecticut, the most ever had one kid because we're so small. There was nobody coming out of Connecticut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People were like, oh, he's from Connecticut. Man, no way.
He's not a baller.
Worry about him.
Yeah, he's not.
For real. And that's how it was. It still is kind of like that. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
bigger states get the hype.
I hear Joe Rogan said that he don't like Connecticut at all. He specifically said that Connecticut is a highway.
He likes the pizza though. You said.
Yeah, in
But
what-
do you listen to half the shit that comes out? I'm sorry. You listen to half the stuff that comes out his mouth?
no.
Yeah, I can't. I can't get with all of that. Well,
So you go to the camp.
yeah, I went to the camp. I did well at the camp. And at that age, there was no extra. It's just regionals, and it was done. And then the next year, that's when they start doing nationals and whatnot. The next year, I went down to my regular age because that's when my age was starting ODP. You feel me? I always played a year up until my age could compete in those competitions. So then I went down to regular age. Oh my God, it was easy. You know what I mean? And it wasn't just me. It was a couple other dudes. It was a couple of us that played a year up, that went, and then when we dropped down to our real age, it was like, psh.
Yeah. And I know exactly what that is. But you said that you were getting a fight from your own coach. Now, if you could go back, what would you have done differently? Or what could you tell the younger generation that is receiving that treatment now? What do you have to share with your experience that you have learned over the years?
I still experience it now. Every coach ain't your coach.
Right. So what do you got to say to them?
Listen, man, I go sign for Man City right now because I know y'all some City fans. So I'm gonna make
City.
I'm gonna make this easy for y'all. Say I go sign for the City right now. They say Pep, the greatest coach. Everybody said Pep Guardiola is the greatest coach ever.
Mm-hmm.
He might not be my greatest coach. I might say I'm 25. I'm nasty. I'm smoking everybody. I'm like Doku right now.
Goku.
But Pep don't like me. And
Yeah.
he's setting me on the bench. But I'm still
Yeesh.
smoking people in trainings.
Yep.
Some coaches don't like people. It's just some coaches is not your coach. You might not fit that coach's mold. Even though that coach might not like dribblers. He might want somebody to ping a ball instead of going around the dude. You feel me?
Yep.
Not every coach is gonna be your coach. So sometimes you gotta wake up and you're like, oh man, this dude ain't for me. I gotta keep it pushing until I find somebody who is for me. And that is not easy. I've been in that predicament a few times where I'm like, damn man, I don't want to leave. Like these kids, I'm on this team. These kids are my friends.
Yep.
I mean,
It's very hard.
I don't want to start fresh. What am I gonna do?
Yep.
And to the point where you're like, all right, now my cheeks are making a mark in the bench. It's time to go. You got some, and a lot of people don't. It takes them a long time to realize that they'll stay extra season or two just to, you know what I mean, just to stay comfortable.
It's hard to change.
Yeah.
Change is hard, right?
Change is
But it's
uncomfortable.
important, just like in anything in life.
Sure.
But so you're playing at your age. It's a lot easier for you. You're what, 14 now, 15,
Like 13,
13.
14.
So then, where's the step now to the national team? What happened? Just walk us through that, because that's, I think, really interesting.
So, I mean, you go through your camps. Back then, like I said, ODP things were different back then. Like now, they're just selecting kids off of, you know what I mean? Back then, you're actually going through these camps. You're putting in work. You're there for a week, and you're playing 1,000,000 times a day. And some people are dropping like flies because it's 90 degrees outside, and some people are roughing it. And that's just how it is. And if you could get through that week without dying and playing good football, then you'll get selected. And then you'll go into a pool, and from that pool you go to a camp, and now they ship you off anywhere. I think my first national camp was in Penn State.
Okay.
Out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if you ever been in Penn State, but
I know, I'm familiar with it.
yeah, there ain't nothing out there.
Right.
Yeah, so it's just you and like 49 other kids competing.
But what was that feeling like? I mean, you're one of the best 14-year-olds, right? What do you feel like when that happens? You get the call or email, whatever it was.
Honestly, at that age, you don't really think about like your brain's not even at that capacity to even have that thought process. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm just gonna go to this camp. This is gonna be fun. That's an extra vacation for me. My thought process is like, yeah, I'm in school for a week. Thank you.
Yeah, it's
You know
true.
what I mean? I'm not thinking like, oh, this experience is nuts. Like that's at that age you can't think like that.
But does someone pick you up? Your parents take you? You get flown out, paid by the U.S.? How does that work?
So I'm in Penn State. Mom Dukes drove me. My mom was always around. She was always there, man.
Shout out to moms.
Yeah, you guys probably, you guys
I know
my mom. I don't know if you ever met her.
No, I met you like once, so it's new to me.
Oakwood,
Yeah.
lady at the front desk.
I'm
That's his mom.
Oh, okay, yeah, I met her. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll fly you out depending where you have to go to report, but it's literally it's like they ship you a box. They ship you like 2 boxes like the size of this table, full of stuff. Yeah.
All free gear.
Free, all Nike. Boots,
What?
warm-ups. They give you
That's
They
sick.
give you 3 types of boots: regular studs, turfs, and studs, and warm up shirts, socks, you name it, it's in there. And yeah, and they'll ship you a plane ticket and say, hey, your flight is at this time. Don't miss it. And there you go.
Yeah, that must have been sick. I could just imagine.
Yeah,
Can you imagine
that's
that?
an experience. That's an experience for sure.
So you get to Penn State, it's your first one, and how good are the kids? Like, are you surprised at their level? Are you like, wow, this isn't too difficult? Kind of what was going through your head?
Yeah. So there were only like 1 or 2 kids, maybe 3, that like blew me away. That was like, oh, hold up, I won't step in. I remember the first time so with them I played left back.
Okay.
That's where I started off. Or first time marking Charlie Davies.
Charlie Davies?
Because I was playing a year up. He's a year older than me.
Check that out. Charlie Davis.
You know him as a
The
striker.
man-
Good strike for US.
The man, he checked in. The man dummied the ball, went right through my legs. Whew. I was like, yep. I was like, these dudes are playing. I was like, okay, I gotta tighten up. That shit was embarrassing too. You know how embarrassing it was? Like, just in
Oh,
the middle
yeah.
of the field, and he's gone. He's going to go. I'm outside back. This motherfucker's gone. I'm like, yo.
Oh God, trust me, I remember. I remember stuff like that happening to me. I wanted to punch that kid right in the face, but I just.
And I don't know if you know anything about Charlie, but he talk a lot. So, he giggling and, he making the comments.
Making jokes and all that, yeah.
So, yeah, that was rough. But yeah, no, there were, like, a lot of it was politics, too.
Yeah.
A lot of kids were there because their daddy knows somebody, which is, that happens everywhere you go. It doesn't matter what sport you play, what job you work, it happens. Yeah, there was a few guys like that were like, I remember one kid, he completely fell off the face of the earth. This kid was so disgusting. I thought he was gonna be a star. Like, I remember his name was Memo. Lefty. He wore the number 10. They gave him the number 10 over Freddie. Mind you, Freddie was a big star back then. Freddie Adu.
Yeah.
They gave this kid the 10. He was a lefty. He took all the dead ball free kicks. He took all the corner kicks.
Sounds like someone I know.
They praised this man like he could walk on water, and he did. He walked on water. The things I seen him do, oh man,
Wow.
this kid was disgusting. From Southern California, I'll never forget this kid. And I don't know what happened. He fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Really?
It was so nasty, man. I was like, yo, I knew I was good. But I was like, this kid's good. Like, he played like a man, and we were children.
14 at this time, right? You said
Yeah.
so? Yeah.
That's
But
crazy.
they were old, so I was playing up. So these kids were some of them were 15, some of them were 16. I was playing up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think you kind of developed quicker than most people? Were you? Because I know sometimes people grow faster, they're stronger at a younger age. Do you think that benefited you? And then maybe when you got older,
I was always little. I was a little guy.
but were you physical? Like, did you?
I was
Yeah.
yay big. I was tiny.
Just curious, yeah.
I was never like, but that's what, all this muscle is no good, man. It's heavy. It's like,
So there's 49 kids at the camp, right? Give me like a day in the life. Like what do you do? How do you separate yourself from the 49?
Yep. How did you became the number one? How did you got picked? How did you got to the top? We want to know that.
sheesh.
Yeah, we want to know how you make those kids.
I don't know. You just honestly, it was just regular summer camp. Like you hang out, you find a group of friends that you kind of latch on to for that weekend, and you just chill. And you guys play stupid pranks on each other, and you just kids. You literally just kids. Like we didn't have any parental supervision. We were doing stupid stuff,
So at that age, so when you're in the U.S. camp, right? Didn't your mind change to say, hey, you know what? I'm actually playing for my country. Now I want to become a professional soccer player. That didn't occur to you?
At that point, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah?
For sure.
Yeah. So what did you do? What did you do to make that dream a reality? Because now this is what you want. I'm going to achieve this. What did you do to achieve that?
Yo, man. Honestly, I loved the game. That was it.
That was it?
That was it. So, my mom could tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm in the house, it was very rare that I was even in the house.
Right.
But if I am in the house, and say I'm in my bedroom upstairs, I'm hungry in the kitchen. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go down in the kitchen and get some food. The soccer ball is coming with me up and down the stairs to the kitchen.
That's right.
No, I'm so serious. I've broken so much in that house. I'm playing 1-2s off the couch. For real. I always had a soccer ball. Always. You will never see me without a soccer ball. I have an older brother.
Right.
I'm going to his games. I was that little kid in the corner juggling by myself, playing by myself.
Like Jules now. You know.
True, yeah, that's true.
Always had a soccer ball. Like it just, I loved to play soccer. I just loved it.
So you prepare yourself by basically training every single day.
Yeah, but I wasn't trained. You know, it was a love. Like there's, so some people play this game because they wanna go pro.
Right.
But that's their main objective because they want to go pro,
Yes.
not because they love the game to their core. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
I've met a lot of dudes, man, whose resumes is stacked,
Right.
but they don't care about the game, and you can see how they play the game that they're not true students of the game. You know what I mean? Like they don't. Some guys just play the game.
Right.
Like I've seen a lot of guys do this. They're booting the ball. You know what I mean? They're not, and that might be in their repertoire. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But they're not. If you're footballing and you have one style,
Yeah.
then you don't love the game. If you play one style, you know how many college boys I've met that just play that wild college soccer? Oh my!
I see what you're saying now. Yeah.
You gotta adapt multiple styles.
Multiple
I don't care.
different styles.
Why do you think these top ballers are playing in multiple in random leagues around the world?
Because they can adapt easily.
Because they can adapt. Because they could play any style. Because
You hear
they
that?
love the game. They're like, all right, I like this game so much, I will go play with this complete stranger, and I'll learn how this stranger plays, and me and this complete stranger, we're gonna link up, and we're gonna show them how we do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
There's a lot of guys now, right? They'll go to college, they'll play 4 years, and they'll go to a combine, and they look lost because they can't play with people because this guy don't speak English.
Or in other sense, they grew up in one system. They're one system minded.
Exactly. If you a true footballer, you should be able to step on the pitch and knock the ball with anybody. It don't matter. I play with dudes who speak Greek, French. You never know. It's an international game. You never know who you're gonna step on the pitch with. But all you have to do is look at the person, and if he know the game and you know the game, then y'all can play together.
Boom.
Good point.
Just like that. Just like that. Actually, when I left from Jamaica and came here, it's a very different style of playing. In Jamaica, it's more physical.
Very physical.
Very physical in Jamaica. You have to ride tackles. You have to know how to go get around guys and all of that. Coming here, I played with KO Elites. It's a whole different ball game. You remember, I was playing with you. You guys was like, yo, Pops, you cannot be a defender and dribbling the whole field. You have to pass the ball. Pass here, receive it here, pass there, receive it there. And I know exactly what you're saying. You have to adapt. You hear that, guys? You have to adapt in order to be a very good footballer. But go ahead, Lamar Chancey. You're hearing it from the goat's mouth.
Yeah, so just to continue. Okay, so they bring all these kids to the camp to evaluate you and find the best 20, right? Did you ever go past like that initial camp? Did you ever play against other countries? Kind of just what's the progression with that? Or was that kind of where you made it and then,
So I went past the initial camp. Played in a tournament. The last tournament I played in, I was playing up with the national team, and we played a bunch of friendlies. But I've also traveled, like in Mexico. We traveled to Mexico. Played Azteca, played Fulham. Azteca. Down in Mexico, we played Azteca. I forgot the other real big club we played. Oh, my bad. I forgot the other real big club we played. Played Fulham. Played another English team, but they weren't like a Premier League academy team. They're like what's the league below?
League One or
Championship.
Yeah. Played against Monaco in a tournament, but that wasn't even with the national team. That was with the regional team. Oof. Played against PSG.
wow.
Damn.
Ooh.
But that was again, that was the regional team, so that was only kids from
Northeast.
yeah.
What?
But from that group of 50, what does it dwindle down to? What do you think? 20 maybe? 25? Is that how that works, kind of?
You're around 25.
So from that 1 week, they evaluate the 20, and that's it. And then you have to wait until next year?
Yep. So then from there, you just waiting on like back then. I don't even think it was an email back then. It's probably like a letter in the mail. You're just waiting, and it's a waiting game, and then you get invited to the next trip. And there's usually, once you make the team, there's usually a couple trips a year. You know what I mean?
And you were still playing left back at that time?
So with my initial age, I was playing left back. When I went to the older team, they put me on left mid.
Nice. And that's how you started to transition it into playing a more, because you're what, left wing now, right?
I play anywhere.
You're a left wing. He plays mostly
play
left wing for KO
with
Elites.
y'all. I play. Man,
Where does he play? Where did he play for Bridgeport?
What do you play for Bridgeport?
The 10.
I played the 10.
Nice.
I don't like the 10 though.
You don't like the 10?
No, I hate the 10.
So, okay.
Because I like to start back and I like to run at people. You know what I mean? I like to progress forward.
I like to do that too. Yeah.
I don't. At the 10, I'm playing with my back towards the goal sometimes.
That's hard.
Boy, I hate that.
I'll
do it, but I don't like it. And I'm not a natural goal scorer. So don't put that on me. You know what I mean?
So,
So
what do you
you're-
prefer?
Yeah.
Huh?
What do you? I thought you preferred the 6.
Nah, I just like the number.
So you're fighting with me for the 6 just because
the
you like the number?
Why? Wait, how am I fighting with you? You just came around.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you can't. Look, you gotta wait till I hang up the jersey.
There's,
Oh, man.
there's levels to this, man.
I'm injured.
Yeah. You injured. You been yo. How long you been injured? Let's talk about that.
Don't worry about that. But listen, you played against PSG, right?
Just the academy. Young
So
boys.
so you're like, this is nothing because you're what, at what age are you at? What, like 16, 14?
I was like 14, 15.
14,
Yeah.
15, playing against PSG, and you took it as nothing?
You don't know this though. Like when you're that age, you like it's not like think about back then.
Yeah.
We're not getting all these games on TV. You're not seeing all
was
these
just about to
games
say
like
that.
that.
Well,
you don't even listen. The cable company's not even going over there. They're not even
about to say
in
that.
Europe like that.
The only team they had was Man U. I used to have this channel, Satanta Sports. I don't know if you remember
Yo,
back in the day.
it's a
Where
different
TV
age, man. It's a
You had
different
TV
time.
back then?
Huh?
You had TV
Yes,
back
they
then?
had TV.
Yeah, we had TV, cable, all that good stuff.
But you didn't wake up and have it on
Internet
NBC.
too. But I'm just saying, YouTube wasn't. Listen, you right now, if you go and type in any Champions League game, they're gonna give you a 15-minute recap of the game. 15-minute recap, not a 2-minute recap. 15. That's ridiculous for one thing. That's a long time. That's like watching a show because then they got commercials in there too. So you
In a 15 minutes?
yeah, man.
I watch those. I'm not gonna lie. I watch
I
them.
watch them all the time. For the games that I don't watch, and I'm like, I'm curious to see what happened. I watch those all the time. Yo, the average one is like 15 minutes, pops. We didn't have that back then. You didn't have none of that. You don't know. Listen, the first time I heard about it, I didn't know who PSG was. This dude talking about, yeah, I'm from PSG. I was like, I don't care.
You don't care.
I don't
Mr.
care.
Cool.
Think about it. There was no social media back then.
Yeah.
Like,
Mr.
Instagram
Cool.
No, it's not
I'm
about
so-
being Mr.
I'm
Cool.
so cool.
If I don't know, if I'm ignorant,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
it
That is
don't
true.
matter.
That is actually true. Cause I've met a lot of famous people, but because I wasn't on social media at the time, and I saw them, it was like nothing. And then other people came up to me and they were like, "Oh, do you know who you met? Do you know who you met?" I'm like, "No, who?" They were like, "Oh, this is such and such a person." I didn't care because I didn't know you.
Exactly.
Yes, I understand exactly what you're saying. But so you played, because what you're saying to me right now, you have gotten the best treatment, all the steps you needed, to make it to be a professional soccer player. So what happened? Because we shouldn't have known you. We should have been seeing you on the TV, yeah, and saying, "Oh my God, that's Lamar Chancey. I hope I see him one day. I hope he's be able to bless me with his presence." So now, what happened? How comes you didn't make it as a professional that we all yearn for? What happened?
Started getting into some legal trouble, man.
Okay.
But just before that, real quick, I'm still curious. So were you traveling a lot for these games, or were people coming domestically? Were they flying to the U.S. like the academies?
No,
PSG,
we were
Fulham?
traveling.
So you were going overseas and playing them.
So I was missing a lot of school.
Oh yeah.
Like I'd get my work, I'd get like a couple weeks of work in advance.
Right.
Like I'd set it up with my school, and
So would you say that was? I mean, I know now you still play a lot. You've been playing a long time, but was that probably the highest level you got to? And I know you know we can talk.
for sure.
Was there ever a time where you felt kind of overwhelmed by it? Maybe like, wow, I'm traveling a lot. I'm in all these different countries. I miss my family and nothing like that. Now you're just playing.
Dude, I was from Meriden.
Yeah.
I mean, back then,
Shout out Meriden. Shout out.
there's nothing in Meriden. I mean, it's just like, but literally, I gotta go. Everybody else talking about nonsense. You know what I mean? Everybody around me is talking about nonsense. Like that wasn't even.
A thought on your mind?
Yeah, I gotta go.
Such a different time. When I was growing up and I was playing in the Harborview Academy, right? And we had the chance to travel overseas. I was so excited.
Yeah, you wanted to get out.
Yeah. I was so happy. I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this. It's just a different story for you." You're like, I'm whelmed.
It is a little unique how like you just don't. I mean, I
Right.
know now you register it like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah, this is-
But I get it. You're in the moment. You're competing.
So before I started traveling with any national, regional team, all that stuff, I went away with. So when I was 10, when CFC in Hamden used to be Oakwood with boards, the whole nine. We had a tournament down there. I was playing with Oakwood, playing against this team from Guilford. Oakwood, they always played you a year up in the tournament, a year or two up. You never played your own age. So we're playing against this team a year up. They're a little bigger than us. They're pretty good for their regular travel team. They're pretty good. They won their state cup. You know what I mean? 10 seconds left on the clock. First half. I'm going down the left side. I'll never forget this. Dude comes out of nowhere. Boom! Like a hockey check. Referee didn't even call nothing.
Shoulder to shoulder.
That was my first red card.
What do you do after?
Just a red card.
We'll leave it at that. You know.
I
Just,
got up and I punched him right in his nose. Ooh! He broke his nose.
A renowned bad boy. I said that in the introduction.
Oakwood suspended me from all activity, trainings, games.
Really?
At 10 years old. For
10 years
for like
old.
a month and a half, dude. The rest of it, it was a while. It was a good minute. Wow.
but I feel like just getting to know you now, I feel like that fire is what got you to where you are. You always kind of have this little edge, right? And it's pushing you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But so then that team, right?
Guilford.
They liked me.
Oh, okay. After you punched the kid.
After I punched the face, so
Maybe they didn't like that kid either.
So there's this tournament. It's called the Gothia Cup. It still goes on. It's huge, enormous. It's like the biggest youth tournament in the world. They were planning on going to it. They asked me and one other kid from my team. I think, one or two other kids from my team to go, and so we went with them. We joined them, and we went to Sweden.
Damn.
At 10 years old.
So at this time I was 11. It was a year later.
Jesus, man.
Yep.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yep. That was
years old.
That was an experience. It was dope, but a little crazy. It was dope.
Did you get along with them after that? on the trip?
Yo, honestly,
Different towns,
what's
you know?
nuts? All right, so this past Sunday, right? And I don't do this. I don't play 30s. I refuse to play over 30s. It's too slow. It's like
Told me that many times.
it's slow motion.
That's why Danny likes it. You know?
I don't do 30s, man. Everybody knows that. Don't ask me to play 30s. My boy asked me to play in the 30 State Cup, so I said, you know what? It's a couple games. I'll do that. I'm not playing in the 30 league though. I can't do it. We played on Sunday. The team we played against had 2 dudes from that team.
Wow, small world, huh?
That's crazy.
That's nuts, right?
You guys recognize each other, or you kind of just recognize them?
Yeah,
Right off the bat.
Yeah, they look. I mean, we've known each other since we were
Yeah,
we
okay.
probably look exactly the same to each other.
That's so cool.
Even under that beard, huh?
Under the beard, man.
So back to Pops' question, because I think it was a good one. So you kind of progressing, you're doing really good, right? The trajectory you're on, worst case, you're D1, right? I mean, unless you mess up. I know you have some legal issues, but is that really what was the first kind of hurdle you had at 16? Or were you just not good enough? Did you kind of focus your time some?
That was the first hurdle, man. I got invited to Project 40. I don't think they don't do that anymore. So Project 40 back in the day was they take best kids in America and they bring you to a camp to IMG. I don't know if you ever heard
In Florida,
of it.
yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
And you live at IMG. You do schoolwork there, everything.
You went to this.
I got invited to it.
Okay, here it comes. The story. Yeah, here we
Yeah,
go.
I got
The
invited
twist,
to
guys.
it, and then and then I ran into some legal troubles.
This is at 16.
I was a little younger than that.
Okay.
I was
Wow.
like
Top
15.
40 in the country?
Man,
You must have been like a baller, dude. I mean, sounds insane, huh?
I
Like,
told you he's a prodigy.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories. Yeah.
Have you read the introduction? He's a
I'm gonna
maestro.
have to start playing indoor again, just to play against him a little bit. See the maestro.
So yeah, and so I got invited down there. Obviously, I couldn't go. So it didn't end there though. This is where I kind of shot myself in the foot. After my first legal battle, I was in high school, my later years. I'm still getting letters. I'm still getting recruited. But it got things got rough. Things got hard. You kind of get, I had a black cloud over me for quite some time.
Like yourself or just people's perception? Or both?
Both for sure.
But you're still getting recruited. So where are you playing? I mean, you're going through. You overcome the first legal battle. Are you playing for high school, Maloney? What's the school in there?
So, Black Cloud. Before I got in my legal issues, I was a good student, honor roll, all that good stuff.
Smart.
After it, I didn't care. I started smoking a lot of weed. I started skipping school.
Don't skip school, guys.
So I didn't play after that. I didn't play in high school because my grades were just so bad. My senior year of high school, I like the first maybe 70 days, I missed 50. To the point where they're like, all right, we can't even, this is still in the first half of the year. They're like, we can't let you graduate. Like, you're going to stay back. And I wasn't letting that happen. I was like, no. Because, I don't know, we used to always joke about the kids who stayed back. You know what I mean? Like, so I went to night school. And in night school, you do, 3 nights a week, and you do a full year and a half a year. So, like the last 2 months of the first half of my senior year, I had off. I was chilling. Like, not going to school, do whatever,
Right.
acting a fool.
Mhm.
And then January comes, school starts. I'm going to school 3 nights a week. Finish high school. I graduated, regular high school diploma, but my grades weren't great. So then I went to Manchester,
Mhm.
where they had a team back then.
I remember that now. MCC, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like they had some good players in that team, man, huh?
Manchester Community College.
Yes.
Oh
MCC,
my
yeah.
God,
Yeah.
we were so disgusting.
Really?
Yeah.
You went to Manchester? I went to Manchester Community College.
Back when they had a team, we had our team. We had 3 All-Americans on our team.
Wow.
One kid he went to UHart. His name was Andreas. He was
That's right.
African kid, played up top.
Nice.
Nasty. Another kid he went to Southern. Colin Jackson, you might know him. He's
I
Colin
mean-
Jackson, that's the dude that used to play for Newtown for a bit, right?
Yeah,
Striker. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. DJ.
Nasty. He has like the gold record up there. I hold the assist record at the school, and the free kick record.
Hear that, Danny?
Interesting.
Yeah, I let Danny slide.
You let Danny take the free
I
kicks
let
for
him
KO?
slide, you know what I mean? I don't even be asking for that ball. I don't even try to take PKs. Not even my own. You ever see me walk up to the?
No.
I always give the ball away, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let these young fools, stack up their stacks because that's what they us about.
Yes,
So
sir.
you're at MCC,
yeah.
Yeah.
and how long are you playing there?
I was just there for a year, and then Black Cloud's still hanging over. Me and the coach got into it, so
Another broken nose or no?
no.
I'm just kidding.
That time he actually put his hands on me.
Wow.
I didn't do
damn.
anything. It all stemmed from there was a game we were playing Bryant, and Bally was playing.
Nick Bally.
Nick Bally was playing.
Who's that, a
This game.
professional?
The coach for Hartford City.
Hartford City, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know that guy.
And it was a friendly. It was like a preseason game, and this kid on my team, like good friend of mine to this day, man, was still cool, real cool. He got into a scuffle, and our team was a little crazy, and we had a few bench clearance, but that one I started for sure. Cause I was always taught, man. My boy's father always taught me this, cause me and my boy throughout Oakwood, met at 8, 9 years old and played through Oakwood all together. And if I wasn't playing sweeper there, I was playing in the middle, and he was playing right behind me defensively. And his father always said, anybody, cause he was the biggest dude on our team, so he always said, anybody touch your player,
Right.
don't let them hit them back. That's your job.
Okay.
You know who I used to use on my when I was coaching the 23s for that?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Who?
The barber.
Yes.
Oh, what's his name?
Yes.
Overall.
Overall.
I won't even say. I'll just say overall. I won't even say nothing else. He knows what time it is.
Bruh. Overall.
That's
bro.
funny that you bring that up because Pops asked me one time too. He was like, "Yo, when Lamar coached the U23s, who was his favorite player?" And I told you it was Overall.
That's very
Because
shocking.
he was
too.
the guy that got it done.
Overall.
Sometimes you need that guy that gets it done.
That's right.
You know what I mean? To
That's
set the
right.
tone. And then the other team ain't going to no tackles no more. I promise you that.
Who was your favorite player when you were coaching, Denny?
For what, the U23s?
Yeah.
I can't say. I don't know. Too many of them.
Overall is the guy. But that your brethren's father told you to go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, from a young age, he's always taught us that you got to protect your teammates.
Right.
I mean, I took that a little too far, but that's what I was doing. So then, yeah, that was the end of my MCC career. Plus, the coach he was an idiot. He didn't know what he was doing. He was terrible.
Seems like you're always getting in some problems with the coaches, man.
No, not necessarily. I have I still have good rapport with a lot of my old coaches. But if you don't know what you're doing, just admit it and just sit down.
Yeah.
You feel me?
actually something I was going to ask you is who was your favorite coach?
Oh man.
Coach Russell.
Coach Russell.
No, I like Russell.
Did Coach Al coach you, or is he?
Yeah, I feel like a season or two.
Oh, okay.
But Al wasn't.
West Hartford out?
Yeah. That was my coach for a while.
Honestly, the guy who's taught me the most is probably Dave Farrell.
Really?
From Oakwood, yeah. Who's taught me the most about the game,
Yeah.
how to navigate the game. Back then, coaches used to coach you.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't, now, like, half the stuff the coaches used to tell me, you can't tell these kids that.
Yeah,
You going to
different
jail.
generation. Yeah, true.
You feel me?
That's very true,
Like,
yeah.
some parents gonna get a whiff of it, and they calling somebody.
Yeah.
Dog, all the dirty little, hey, grab his shorts
Yeah.
and go buy them. You can't coach that anymore. You feel me? Like,
Physical
but
side of it, yeah.
guys do that. That's why, like, you see these Brazilian dudes.
Yeah.
You see these international players. They play different, man. Different.
They do play different, actually.
They do the little tricks, the little OG tricks that you mean get you a step
Right.
ahead.
I remember when I was playing a little professionally, right? There was this guy. I was playing striker, believe it or not. Yeah. There was this guy every time before, because I can jump very high. Every time before I get the ball.
Before your knee became mechanical, right?
Before the knee became mechanical, whatever. Anyways, I could
I
jump
gotta
very
hear this
high.
story about the knee, man, one day. Maybe not today. I did talk about today.
There's no story, man. It's just one day he woke up and it was bum. Like, done.
Man.
Wait, go back. I want to hear the tactics. The guy used on you in the Jamaican.
Jumping high.
So, yeah, I can jump very high. He knows this. The guy, before I would jump, he would just, boom,
Give you a little knock.
nudge. And the other day, me and Danny, actually, we went to Jamaica versus Argentina. The Jamaican guys are like 2 times the size of the Argentines, right? And the Argentines are winning every single ball in the air. So those little nudge that you're talking about, very crucial in football.
Yo, but coaches ain't coaching that. They trying
Yeah.
to all these coaches want to do is put cones on the ground and say go do this drill.
Right.
know what I mean?
The game has changed.
A lot for sure.
It has changed. When I was growing up as a kid, you know what we do? When I was growing up, it was the era defenders kick the ball to the forwards and they try to score.
Facts. Bypass the midfield.
Bypass the midfield. I didn't even know why you had a midfield back then.
That's college football. Well, I mean honestly,
Spanish football too now.
don't do that. Well, wait, what's your favorite league?
English league, of course.
And then you gonna make that comment?
I said Spanish. Not Spanish league. I'm talking about the little Spanish leagues in Hartford.
Man, no. Poppy leagues don't count.
Poppy
man.
leagues.
Poppy
I thought you were talking about La Liga, man. I'm like,
No.
what, bro?
Are you crazy?
And then, yo, listen, you can't call them Spanish leagues. They not Spanish leagues. They poppy leagues.
Oh, sorry.
They poppy
My
leagues.
apologies.
Get it right. Poppy leagues.
The Poppy leagues.
Thank you.
It's from defenders to the goalkeepers, and from goalkeepers to out of bounds.
Yeah,
That's
and then,
how they play.
and then center mid's usually 40 pounds overweight and he wins the second ball.
Stand there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how football was.
Back to MCC. So obviously you get kicked off, but while you were there, were you still getting interest from legit programs, or was it kind of it was done at that point?
I killed a lot of things.
Right.
I had a shitty. Oops, sorry. I had a bad attitude back then. I felt like I had a raw deal, and I felt like the world owed me something.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wasn't willing to work. I
Bad
went to the
attitude.
I actually, as much as me and the MCC coach didn't get along, he sent me to the Revs. He sent me to a private tryout with the Reds.
You were that good?
How were the kids there? Probably really good, right? Was that the highest level at that point?
No, they weren't even good, man. That
Yeah.
was back. This is back when the MLS was dookie. I mean, I still don't rate it that high, but I mean, it was really bad.
Right.
Yeah.
And they didn't like me because I was too small.
Really? Okay.
But I'm in the tryouts. First time get the ball playing right wing. They didn't even want me playing in the middle because at that time I was a number 10.
Yeah.
Play right wing. No, he's too small to play in the middle. Mind you, everybody's 6'1", straight out of college, did their 4 years, and you know what I mean? First time I touch the ball, I get the ball, I'm running at this dude, make him fall. Everybody in the trial go crazy. Oh, slit the dude through, we score. They was not having none of that.
Really?
They did not care. I was way too small. They told me, "Yo, go get your weight up." I was a $120 soaking wet when I went.
They said that too. That was their like evaluation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was a $120 soaking wet when I went to that tryout.
Well, maybe they're right.
I look
Yeah, it could have been 140.
I like Skeeter size.
Shout out Skeeter.
Yes, Skeeter, young Skeeter, Rashford.
This is a celebration for every goal.
Yeah.
Skeeter.
Cool.
Yeah,
Not
but
for
yeah,
him, man, I was
if you
small.
you have to put on size because that's the problem that Skeeter is facing right now too. There's the small size, although he can play. You have to put on some meat, man. Okay, go to the gym.
No, the gym's no good though.
You don't like the gym.
No.
He's one of those
I
guys.
feel like no.
Don't like the
You
gym.
wanna know why?
Why?
Because a lot of our bodies ain't meant to hold that extra weight, man. I've
that
been
is
there.
true.
I was a gym rat for a little bit.
Yeah, that is
You
true.
you ever play football like this?
Yeah, no, it's hard. because
It's hard.
I've been very muscular, and let me tell you, you feel heavy.
You heavy, man.
You don't even feel like you can do anything. So you're probably right. But probably get the meat on the legs. Yeah,
But
get the
now
meat
you
on
know
the
what I
legs.
need. He needs some anger.
Skeeter?
Yeah, the little guy's always angry. That's
Yeah.
why they able to battle. I was always a little guy. I was always angry as hell too. But I was always a little guy.
That was
Yeah.
your edge.
Huh?
That was your edge. What made you?
Yeah, I was. Listen, man, I'm going in tackles. I don't care how big you are. I'm going in them, and I'm winning the ball. I don't care. If I miss the tackle, I'm coming to get it back. You know what I mean?
I like that. I like that aggression.
You still see that today with him.
Yeah, we
you
still
still
see
do it all the time.
but a little bit less now. So you didn't unfortunately you didn't make it to pro, even though you've played in the U.S. National Team, played against PSG, all those big top clubs, so we're fast forwarding to now, right? Fast forwarding to now. I know that you play in the UPS. What division in the UPSL?
The UPSL Premier.
The UPSL Premier. Now, for those of the players out there that do not know what the UPSL Premier is like, please share with us your journey in the UPSL Premier. How did you got there? What's it like?
Honestly, well, a guy we used to play with, he told me about a tryout,
Yeah.
and I said, you know what? Why not?
Why not? This was what age? At what age you went to try out?
This was last year.
Last year.
So the same age I am right now. It hasn't been like a full year yet.
What, 60 years old?
60? You know, yeah. You know what? Pops. You know what's crazy?
What?
You gotta tell your future kids that a 60-year-old used to run by you.
I'm not telling them that.
They'll listen to the podcast.
Just listen to the
I have a
podcast.
dream.
You're right.
What's that?
It's like, I'm trying to pay your bill.
The lights turn on. Nick came here with like 5% on the lights.
So,
Nick, you wanna
what's the
turn
team
on
in the UPSL? Just
It's GZS.
okay.
Pretty good program.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have like an academy. They have a whole program.
Nice.
You know.
And you play with them now?
Yeah, the past 2 seasons I played
And
with them.
so, KO, you guys are going to be in that now,
We're
right?
going to be in that division.
So you'll play against each other,
We'll see.
or maybe together? Who
Yeah.
knows? We'll see. You know, we'll see what we can work out.
Yeah, I actually.
Shout out KO.
Too bad I'm not gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna be fit for that showdown. I really want that smoke, man.
What smoke?
But to play against your team? Oh yeah, that would put a smile. I'll be smiling for weeks.
From the bench?
To win that team,
From the bench?
it doesn't even matter. Who cares? As long as we
Don't
win.
worry about beating them.
Don't worry about it. But listen,
We're not even number 1 team in the state.
listen,
Who's number one
listen.
team? Newtown?
No, I'm talking about in that league. Olay, they
just won it,
on
yeah,
they
Olay.
on their way.
Oh,
Remember when you told me about them and they had all that kind of groundwork going.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
working
Yeah,
out. Huh?
they got a good thing going over there. I
Ole?
got a lot of respect for them.
Ole is the #1 team in that league.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
They just won it. What you mean? You can't
Really?
I
contest
honestly think
that.
it's this weekend they play the Nationals or something.
Yeah, you can't contest that.
They won
Wow,
the Premier
that's
Division,
nice.
and
Yeah,
then they went to the playoffs
yeah.
And I think it's this weekend.
They won the playoffs,
they
and
did?
for us in our
for
Oh,
our
yeah, yeah,
region.
for-
So
for
then they go
May-
for the National.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out Connecticut, huh?
Yes, sir.
Big up Ole, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm telling you.
So, boy
So
Abe over
So-
there. Yes, sir, Abe.
So now at this stage, right? What gets you going to play? What still gets you going to play? Because I know recently I've been trying to get you to play more and more, but it's not like before you were always around, and now it's like, here and
Yeah,
there.
it's hard to.
Got a kid now, man.
Yeah,
That too.
yeah, you got a kid. Wow.
yeah, man. Good football, man. I need good football in my life. If I know if I'm about to show up to some nonsense, I'm not showing up. I don't care. I don't even care if there's a paycheck attached to it. If it's some nonsense, I'm not showing up. No.
It's no Poppy League.
He would play in the Pappy League.
No, I'll
That's
play the
thing.
Poppy Leagues. You want to know
he
what?
get paid.
But I can't play. Yo, I played one team in the Poppy Leagues this past season. Dude, every game we had 6, 7 dudes. You know what it's like showing up to a game knowing you about to play down? Oh my god. And we still smoking these teams. We still beating these teams. But
Well,
it's
they
just
got the
like,
goat on their team, man.
Nah, it's not even me. We got a good team. But I gotta play Poppy League Sunday. You know I'm busting down 2-3 games in a day.
You're making that money.
36, 2-3 games in a day. It get rough.
It is.
It get
Wow.
rough.
I can't do that.
You can't even do one game in a Sunday.
If one more person
I mean, this
make
guy
one
invi-
more joke about
This guy,
me not being able
he
to
invited me into a Poppy League game.
Who Pops?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yo, he told me the game was at like 10 a.m.
Oh, don't tell me it was at Pope Park.
Yep. 10:45. Here, 11 o'clock. Yo, I gotta go. I got another game.
And I bet the Nets weren't even up on the goals. I showed up there before.
Dog, I played in a tournament there. There was no nets the
Yeah,
whole
just play with
tournament.
the goalposts. And it's dirt. It's literally dirt.
Poppy League?
Poppy League.
Poppy Leagues.
You know how much
Right
money,
in the
you know how much
center of
money I
Hartford.
make from Poppy League, bro?
Poppy Leagues
How
pay
much, 50
bills,
bucks?
man.
I'm not disclosing how much
Poppy
money I make
Leagues
from
pay
Poppy
bills,
League.
man.
Straight cash, bro. Poppy, they pay you. I don't know where they're getting the money from.
Well, they're probably gambling. On the
I,
back.
listen, don't tell me that.
Pops, you
don't
support
tell
that?
Man.
Pop support.
Listen, man, I won't be surprised if the cartel has paid me. I'm just saying. I will not be surprised if I got some cartel.
I
money
don't
in
want to
my
know where
pocket.
they're getting the money from. I just want to know that when I'm finished playing, Poppy has that check for me.
No check.
So
Cash.
Cash.
now that you're going towards the later stages of your career, right, in soccer, what do you think you're gonna do? Are you gonna stick around the game, or what do you think you're gonna do?
We'll see. You never know what's gonna happen. Life takes you in a lot of different directions, man. Do I want to be around the game? Yes. So I'll tell you what I got planned for the next few years. I mean, I don't know
Please.
if it's gonna go according to plan, but I mean,
What's your dream
Yeah,
for
well-
the next lifetime for you?
So I got like another good year in me, playing wise. I got another year running by you. Okay,
Okay, it's like that.
it's like that. And for the rest of you young folk who think they
Skeeter.
can guard me, and that goes to a lot of you U23s.
I love to talk.
No, you U23s. Danny, you gotta set. Wait, hold up. We gotta set this game up right now.
Clip,
Oh,
clip,
yeah.
We
clip
gotta
this,
set
clip
this
this.
game
You
up.
missed it today.
We gotta
All these
set this
messages.
game up.
All these messages about the
Cause
U23s
they
playing
think they
men's.
good. Y'all U23s, y'all okay. I'm not saying y'all bad. I'm not gonna say y'all good. Definitely ain't gonna say that. Cause you know what happens if I say that. Y'all head's gonna explode. But y'all ain't ready, man. Y'all definitely ain't
Let
ready.
them know, Lamar.
Yeah, they ain't ready.
Let them know,
They ain't
man.
ready.
So what's the plan you got then? Closing kind of.
Yeah, what's your plan, man?
Play for like another good year, so maybe I'll get back into coaching.
And
Do some coaching
should.
things. I get a lot of coaching opportunities all the time. People always asking me. There's one dude who be harassing me. This dude who be harassing me.
Yeah. They need you back with the U23s, man. They loved you over there.
Yeah, man, but I miss those little dudes, man.
okay, so you have one more year left in
I
you.
just can't do kids again.
No kids.
No,
God,
I'll
bro.
never do that again.
That's
I'll-
Kids
Oh,
are
man.
like, God, I don't want to say that they're the worst,
They are the worst.
but you say it for me. Thank you. But trust me, they're difficult.
They're very I had one kid. He was 3 years old. He swung on me.
No.
I'm trying to teach you the game and you're swinging on me.
It's like a little Lamar, huh?
No, no.
You trying to break your nose at age 10?
I never swung on any of my coaches.
Except the MCC one.
Nah, I ain't swing on him.
He
plays
grabbed
on
you.
him.
He grabbed you. My bad. Apologies.
I was about to sue the bejesus out that school. Shoo.
So you have one more good year into you, and then you're gonna go into coaching, and then you're gonna give me the 6th jersey, right?
No, I'm never. No, I'm not. Why would I give you the 6? Why would I want to pass down my jersey to you, who don't even play?
I don't know. I can hang it in here.
And you wear sunglasses inside.
Has
And it's
KO
dark outside.
ever retired a number other than 007?
007.
Maybe number
007 is
6.
only
007 is
I could accept that.
In memory of.
But I'll tell you one thing. In 10 years from now, if we see KO on TV and I see some bum wearing 6, Danny's definitely getting a phone call. For sure.
I can agree with that. Clip that as well.
For sure.
We got some good clippable moments here, huh?
Yeah, we definitely
That's a good podcast. Well, I mean, Pops, do you have anything you want to say to kind of wrap up, or?
Yes. So we all know we all muster you a lot. What is your team though?
You
What
know
is your
who
team?
my team is.
Bayern.
Everybody
Munich.
knows who my team
Here it
is.
comes.
There's no mistaking who's Lamar's team is because I only support one club. Unlike a lot of you folk who got, I like this team in this league and this team in this league. No, you can't do that.
So another thing that we want to ask.
What's the club? Though? I don't know.
I'm a big Bayern fan.
It's a big.
You know,
Bayern
me and
fan.
Danny went to a game. You ever
Yeah,
tell me?
yeah, yeah,
It was
Bayern
a great
Munich.
time.
Hit me up and everything.
Great time, man.
Yeah, I hit him up.
Great time. I fell
Actually,
asleep during the match.
Danny slept a little bit.
Right behind
It was a long day. Literally behind Neuer. I turned
I have
around.
I have a
60,000 people.
Bayern Munich scarf in my room
Why?
because Danny brought it for me. Yeah.
Why would you bring him a Bayern scarf?
But not low.
You want
low
it?
chance.
You want it?
No.
Then
I just
you're
don't
not-
want
you're
you
not
to
a
have. I
Bayern
just
fan.
don't want you to have
You're
it.
not a Bayern Munich fan. Okay. One last question I have for you, Lamar Chancey.
Shoot.
That was just the decoy question. Now, we want to know the legacy. What would be the legacy that you wish you could leave back for the younger generations that you actually wanted to do? A legacy that you wish you could leave for the younger generation.
My generation, like my kids, or
No, the younger generation that is coming up. What do you
Or
wish?
maybe advice, right? Like advice or a message you give
Advice.
them or something you change or
Yeah.
tell them to stay away from.
Secret sauce.
there's no secret sauce.
There's no secret sauce. That's all natural.
There's no secret sauce.
Okay. What would you like to leave back for the younger guys? Please tell us so that we can be the GOAT wearing number 6 like you.
Enjoy the game, man. I see a lot of I see a lot of things. I see a lot of beefing going on outside of the game.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I've been there. I've definitely been there. But now that I'm older, I'm like, you don't see me arguing with nobody after that whistle blowing. You feel me? Enjoy the game. Play the game. Love the game. Like, when you have that fire, leave that fire in the field. If it's a bad tackle, so be it. That happens. But
Yeah.
at least do it on the pitch. You feel me? Because once you take it off the pitch, life gets real rough. It gets real, real rough.
That's right. And that's time. Again, Lamar Chancey, thank you for being here. It's a pleasure to finally have a conversation with you and finally to share your story with the whole entire world. I hope everybody watched this. I hope everybody learned from this. Once again, this is the I Have a Dream podcast. These are my two co-hosts, George, Daniel Gomez, and we cannot leave without giving a shout out to our sponsors. Once again, our sponsors is KO Elites Soccer by Daniel Gomez. This is the owner right here. And Davis Media. That's it, right? Davis Media. This picture in the background, that is beautifully handcrafted by Damon Davis. And the best of all, Oil Labs, for the best fragrances known to man and in the Western Hemisphere. Actually, we're gonna give you one of these today on account of being on the podcast. So stay tuned, guys, and I thank you for all the guys here. I appreciate you, and we are out. Boom.